In the last lesson, we learned some common statistical functions. Today, we'll look at a few different functions to do logical judgment. Our study plan contains the if, and, or, and ifs functions. Once mastering them, logical judgment will be no problem for you. The popular if function determines whether the condition you set is true or false. The last lesson has introduced related if functions, such as SUMIF, AVERAGEIF, and COUNTIF. These functions can all count numbers based on a set of criteria. How does the individual if function work? Let's figure out this question through a case. This sales sheet tells the sales record of the fruit shop in March. The shop owner wants to know which fruit sells less than 150 boxes so that he may discontinue stocking it. Enter the if function in cell G4, whose syntax is if, logical test, value if true, value if false. The first parameter is the determined condition. When the condition is met, it will return the second parameter. Otherwise, it'll return the third parameter. Our judgment condition is sales volume is less than 150 boxes, so enter E4 less than 150 as the first parameter, and enter a comma. The second parameter is customized. Considering the shop owner doesn't want to stock for the fruit selling less than 150 boxes, let's enter end stocking in quotation marks and enter a comma. Similarly, enter restock at the third parameter. Press the Enter key and double-click to fill the remaining cells. By doing so, the owner can make the decision that stops stocking oranges, durian, strawberries, and bananas because they are selling less than 150 boxes. As you can see, the if function is very simple. You only need to find the judgment conditions and set them in the second and third parameters according to your actual needs. You can try another method. Create a new column in column H and enter equals if in cell H4. In the brackets, enter E4 less than 150, enter a comma, refer to cell B4, enter a comma, and enter a quotation mark, space, and a quotation mark in order. Press the Enter key and double-click to fill the remaining cells. Then you can extract the fruit types that sell less than 150 boxes. It can judge whether the value in cell E4 is greater than 150 boxes. If true, it'll return the value, such as the bananas. Otherwise, it'll return false. Here, we enter space wrapped by double quotation marks because we want the result to be a null value. The if function can determine a single condition and return the result, but in reality, we may need to determine multiple conditions. Take this employment confirmation sheet as an example. There are two conditions for an intern's regularization. 1. The internship must be more than 6 months. 2. The comprehensive score is more than 75. How can HR obtain a list of qualified personnel? Enter equals and in cell G4. Press the Tab key. The syntax of the and function is logical 1, logical 2. Click the FX icon in the formula bar. The function arguments dialog will pop up, allowing you to edit the formula directly. It has two benefits. 1. Each parameter is clearly defined. 2. Manual input is unnecessary. A comma between parameters will be formed automatically. Enter E4 is greater than 6 at logical 1 to require the internship period longer than 6 months. Next, enter F4 is greater than 75 at logical 2 to require the comprehensive score of more than 75. Finally, click OK. The result true means these two conditions are met. Otherwise, the result will return false. If these two conditions are satisfied, the outcome will be true. Otherwise, the return will be false. Let's keep looking at this case. Considering the staff shortages, HR wants to make an exception and recruit those interns who get a comprehensive score of 90 or more. That is, it is easier to be a regular employee. Either intern duration is more than 6 months with a 75 comprehensive score, or a 90 comprehensive score can be admitted. In this case, we need to bring out the powerful OR function. Meeting one of the multiple conditions can return true, while meeting none of the conditions will return false. Like the AND function, The syntax is also logical 1, logical 2. Double-click cell G4 and modify it directly in the original formula. Enter OR after the equal sign and enter the left parenthesis. The first condition is the same as intern longer than 6 months with a 75 comprehensive score. This can be put in the first parameter. Then, place your cursor at the end of the formula and enter a comma to separate. The second condition is that the comprehensive score must be greater than or equal to 90, so we enter F4 greater than equals 90. Add right bracket and press enter. As a result of their 90 comprehensive scores, Gary and Sean are qualified, though they've been in this company for less than 6 months. Although the and or functions are excellent in logical judgment, they are not perfect. They can only return true or false, and this cannot be customized. To fix it, we will call for the if function. Suppose we want to replace true with accepted and replace false with rejected. What can we do? Now we need to nest the if and or functions. Double-click cell G4 and revise the original formula. Enter if after the equal sign and enter the left bracket. To customize the result, let's keep the first parameter. Jump to the end of the formula and enter a comma to separate. Enter accepted with a comma to separate. Then enter rejected, followed by a right bracket, and press enter. Now we have customized the returned result. In today's example, we learned a crucial concept, how to nest functions. Some students may find the nested formula is overly intricate and challenging. Nothing can stump you as long as you comprehend the parameters of the function. There are more alternatives in life than just black and white. Similarly, functions have more possibilities other than true or false. What if we want the function to return more than 2 results? Yes, an updated version of the if function, known as the ifs function, can solve the problem above. Let's have a look at this bonus distribution chart. Department heads must give incentives based on each employee's sales volume. For example, if your sales volume exceeds 100 orders, you will be awarded an 800 yuan bonus. If you sell more than 50 orders, you will receive a 500 yuan bonus. If you sell more than 25 orders, you will receive a 300 yuan bonus. And if you sell fewer than 25 orders, you will receive no bonus. Enter equals ifs in cell G4, and this function will be lengthy because there are 4 possible results. We should utilize the formula box to avoid errors. To open the fx dialog, click the fx icon. The syntax of the ifs function is logical test 1, value if true, 1, logical test 2, value if true, 2. Each pair of parameters is grouped, with the former serving as the condition. The function will return the second parameter if the condition is met. In today's case, the condition is sales volume, and the returned value is a variety of bonus levels. As a result, we will divide the sales volume into 4 categories: greater than 100, greater than 50, greater than 25, and less than 25. We input E4 greater than 100 in the first parameter, logical test 1, and input 800 in the second parameter, value if true 1. When sales volume is larger than 100, the function will return 800. Similarly, we enter the second judgment condition, E4 greater than 50 in logical test 2, and enter 500 in value if true 2, indicating that if sales volume is larger than 50, the function will return 500. Enter E4 greater than 25 in logical test 3, and 300 in value if true 3. Enter E4 less than 25 in logical test 4, and enter 0 in value if true 4. Note, the order of input criteria follows a set pattern. The formula will be examined starting with the first logical condition. For example, if William's sales volume is 78, he will fail the first requirement, E4 greater than 100, and the formula box will show a false. Since the condition is not met, WPS Spreadsheet will continue to see whether the second condition, E4 greater than 50, is met. If not, the third condition, E4 greater than 25, is to be determined. The judgment will continue until the final conditions are met. Some students may find that William's figure meets both the second condition, greater than 50, and the third condition, greater than 25. They are both true. Will the system return 500 or 300? As previously stated, the function is determined by the order. William's sales volume has already satisfied the criterion of being larger than 50, and the system will immediately return 500, while the remaining logical conditions will be ignored and the judgment will be terminated. Finally, click OK and fill in the remaining data. Now more quickly, let's head to several employees to verify the accuracy. Hayden's sales volume is 10, so her bonus is 0. David's sales volume is 152, exceeding 100, so his bonus is 800. From today's lesson, we have learned 4 logical functions, namely the AND, OR, IF, and IFS functions. 1. The IF function can judge a single function. When the condition is met, the function will return true, otherwise it'll return false. You can also customize the returned content. 2. The AND and OR functions can evaluate several criteria. The AND function returns true if all the parameters are true, but the OR function returns true if any of the arguments is true. 3. The IFS function provides extra possibilities by allowing you to return numerous results. In the next lesson, we will learn the date and time functions. Stay tuned.